Hey girl, so I am going to take a look at your website and give you some feedback here. I figured videos are a lot easier than trying to type up responses. So I have not looked at your website yet, so this will be my first time kind of going through it, so you get to walk through it with me. Okay, so my first thought is that your homepage looks awesome. It's very clean, it's simple. Obviously, I know exactly where to navigate to if I want more information. Slideshow. Um, I guess to save this, I don't think you need this on your. I mean, I guess it comes with all of your photos. I don't know how that works, but not really a big deal. Just kind of, I'm like, what am I saving exactly? Okay, so your slideshow. I like that you have it just to like 4 photos. What I would say though is choose 4 photos that really show off like the 4 main things you want to photograph. So like I love this one, the newborn. Maternity one. Oh my gosh, I can't. Maternity one is nice. This one kind of confuses me just because it's a beautiful photo. I love it. They don't know what it's a photo of. Like, is it a headshot? Is it a senior portrait? Is it like a modeling thing? So I would maybe change the this one to something that's a little bit more of like showcasing what it is. Love this photo. Love the one of the dad and the newborn. The maternity one's not my absolute favorite. I'll look at your portfolio and see if there's one I think would look better. I just feel like the colors don't match the colors that's all blown out as opposed to these other ones that have really nice colors in them. So that would be my only suggestion there. Okay. And then you've got Facebook, Instagram, the blog, a little welcome thing from you. I like that. I would also add somewhere on here where you're located. I know in here it says Keller, but I think that if someone's just kind of browsing through, I want it to be like not hidden in a paragraph. So either put it down here at the bottom or underneath your slideshow, like, located in Keller, Texas, or serving DFW area, whatever you want to put there. Okay, the about section. I like your photo. It looks kind of fun and candid, which is nice. I will say one thing I've heard recently is that photos where you're making eye contact with the camera do better, but then again, I don't always like those, so I think your photo is perfectly fine. Okay, I'm going to kind of skim over this. Okay, I like the open with "Hey y'all." That kind of gives like your little personality there. I would say, okay, this paragraph I like, but I feel like you could almost do this information about what you shoot on like your details page or on like a portfolio page or something like that, because I feel like that way, like if I'm coming to this page, I want to know more about like who you are as a person. Like I already know you're a photographer. I already know you like photography. I know that at some point you were given a camera, or you bought a camera and you decided this is what you wanted to do. So what I want to know is who are you as a person and how can I connect with you? So I think the parts we talk about like being a goofball and laughing and being silly, those are all really good things. Talking about like a little bit of your background. But I think the parts down here where you talk about like your camera and classes that you've taken, like that doesn't, I think that's all stuff that you can either put somewhere else or I don't know, like take out. I can't imagine like if I'm coming through and I'm reading about like a photography class you took, well, I don't know who Amber Richardson is, and I don't really know what lifestyle portrait is. So I would just say like these 2 paragraphs I think can be taken out. And then just keep in the parts that talk about like who you are as a person, because that's what people want to connect with. Is they want to connect with who you are as a person, not who you are as the photographer. So I think this stuff is all really good information. But I would remove the part about like your photography education, I guess. Okay. Portfolio. So I'm going to kind of skim through just some of these. I'm going to assume that they're all kind of similar as far as like the layout goes. And see, this is where I think, well, okay, never mind. I'm going to skip that because I think that you probably have it in details. So I'll wait till I get there. Very nice. when you're doing a portfolio, I would mix up the photos a little bit more because I want to see a variety. So when you have like three in a row, after I get to the third one, I'm like, okay, well, it's the same exact family, so I'm gonna go look at something else. So I think if you can mix it up so that it's like adding variety, like add this one in there and then maybe throw in one of these, or then go back to other family or whatever, like I think that's gonna make it a little more appealing to all different people. Otherwise, they're going to see these first three photos and think, oh, is this just their gallery? Like, is this just photos of this one family? My other suggestion on the portfolio, if it's possible to do, I don't know who your site is through. If I scroll to the bottom and see. Okay, so it's ProPhoto. So there should be a way to do this. I would do like a smaller, like thumbnail size grid, or like I just think they're beautiful and but they're big and they take up a lot and I have to scroll a lot to get through them. So I think if there's a way to see a lot of photos in smaller formats, then that would make it easier for me to kind of get a general overall like view of your work. All right, I'll do one more. Yeah, so like these are all like the same girl, so it makes me think, oh, these are just photos from her session. And if that's the only senior you've shot, then that's fine. Oh, that's really pretty. But I also think that like adding variety and mixing them up will help your portfolio kind of be a little bit stronger. But these are really nice. These are really pretty. But again, I think if you could do like the smaller like thumbnail versions, that it would be easier to kind of scroll through. And if you only have like 2 or 3 seniors, then maybe only do like, I would say 2 or 3 photos from each session. Because again, this is kind of getting into like I'm scrolling, I'm getting kind of bored after a while. So smaller photos and maybe less photos in the portfolio. I don't think you need a ton of photos. I would say like, to me, 20 max, especially if you have them in small like thumbnail sizes or like a grid of some kind. Because then they can scroll like just a few times and kind of get an idea of it. And then if they want to see more photos, they can ask for a gallery. But I think that when you have like these big pictures like this and you have a bunch of them, like after about 5 or 6, I'm kind of like, okay, your work's good. I'm happy. All right, moving on. And I never saw anything else below that. Okay, details. So let me jump into family portrait ones. Okay. Okay. So I like it's simple. It tells you exactly what you're getting. Let's see. I'm curious, just out of my own curiosity here. When you have like the high resolution and the low resolution, do clients download both? Because I don't know that a lot of them know the difference. Like honestly, I'm getting away from giving like full galleries, but when I did, I just gave them the high resolution and then they could do whatever they wanted with them. I know that like I don't even resize my photos for my own social media, so I just post the high resolution files, which is probably not what I'm supposed to do, but I do it anyway. I don't know that, like, is that more work for you? If it is, I would take these out, just because I feel like it's just kind of a little confusing. I'm like, well, I'm getting fully downloadable high resolution images for printing. Okay, great. And then fully downloadable. So wait, am I getting 2 separate galleries? Like, it's a little bit confusing. I wonder if you get questions about that at all. If it's not a difficult thing, like if your gallery program does it for you, then leave it. But I wouldn't know that you needed to put it in here right away. I think even if you just said like online gallery for viewing images with your downloadable images for print, or I don't know. I just think you don't need both necessarily, but you can leave it if you want. Okay, and then they can pick their sessions here. So let's see if I go. Awesome. Okay. Hang on one second. My daughter's in her room calling me. I'll be there in just a minute, Sadie. Okay. So let's go to maternity. So I'm assuming it's kind of the same format here. And I'm wondering, so I guess, are you doing, like you had the acuities, oh, that takes me back to the gallery, hang on. So you've got two links here for headshots. One of them takes you to a gallery and one takes you to the details. So you might want to fix that. Now on the family one, you had like the acuity thing here. I'm wondering if that needs to be on all of them, and maybe even put like a little thing that says, schedule your session now, book with me, you know, whatever, like easy booking process below, something that's going to let them go ahead and like choose. And I don't know, I'm not familiar with Acuity, but I wonder if there's a way you could do like this as a drop down so they can pick what type of session and then their date and time. Again, I'm not familiar with this, so I don't know how that works exactly. Also, add a contact button on every single page. So on your about page, add a contact me button. Like down here, put like, let's chat, contact me. And then on your portfolio pages, like every so often, put a contact me button. Every couple pictures, contact me to book your session. Couple pictures, contact me to book your session. Because that way, as they're looking through here and they're going, okay, her work's really good, I want to book her. Make it super easy, like, oh, there's the button. I can book her right there. Same thing on your details pages. So when you're talking about your details, put like, contact me to book your session today, or contact me, you know, let's chat about your session, or however you want to word it. Okay, kind words. Very nice. I kind of like how that just sort of drops down right there. And then the blog. Very nice. Okay. Contact. Oh, perfect. Drops down. Love it. All right, gallery. So I'm assuming this is like your client galleries where they can view and download their files, is my assumption. So what I would do if I were you, I would maybe change, oh, hey, that's your family. I would maybe, on this one, I would do two things. One, I might say like client galleries, and then have this open in a separate window. Because here's why. When I click on it and it takes me here and I'm like, oh wait, that's not really what I wanted to do. Like I still have questions. I still want to look at other stuff. Well, now there's no menu up here. So my first thought is to click the X button. Well, the X button is going to take me away from your website completely. And then once they're off your website, the likelihood of them going back to your website is kind of slim. And I have a feeling this takes me back there. Yeah. But you don't ever want them to go away from your menu. The minute they get away from your menu, the chances of them going back drop incredibly. So I would change this to client galleries, because to me, portfolio and galleries are kind of interchangeable in the mind of a client. And they might be thinking, oh, well, does that mean I get to see more examples? Or is it just like that's where I find my gallery for when I book a session? So I would change this to client galleries and either do one of two things. Have it open in a separate window, or have this be a private page that you just send to your clients. Because I don't know, like if I click on this and am I able to like see all of their photos, or is it password protected? Okay, so it's password protected. But I guess, I don't know. Me personally, I don't like everybody seeing all of my galleries. So I would probably have this be like, I would just send them a link to their direct gallery. I wouldn't have it on my website. But if I did, I would definitely have it open in a separate window so that even if they click out of it, they still have this page open on their tabs. So, okay, so I hope that helps. My biggest things I would say would be to add contact me buttons everywhere you possibly can. Make it super easy for them to get a hold of you. Go back and kind of tweak that about me section and then have this open in a different window. Other than that, I think it looks really good. I don't think there's anything major that needs to be changed. You're definitely leading them through everything they want to know, the who you are, what do you do, how much do you charge kind of thing. Yeah, it looks good, girl. If you have any questions, let me know.